Being together warms the soul. Keep the winter fun going. Help protect yourself and those around you by keeping your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
What's happening around you? Hear about state events, businesses, and from the people behind them on the Megacast, an hour-long TV, radio, and streaming show keeping you informed on the day-to-day news. Listen in on talks with volunteer groups, documentarians, and financial advisors, Monday to Friday with your host, Tyler Kieft. Catch the Megacast weekdays from 10 a.m. to 11 on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and streaming on mymytv.com.
Many people are feeling overwhelmed and struggling with mental wellness these days. So be kind to your mind. Give yourself permission to breathe. Share your feelings. You are not alone. Have hope. Talk to a Stay Well counselor for free confidential help 24/7 through the COVID-19 hotline.
Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Splash Live. Dave Scott at our Civic Center TV studios, and thanking you for joining us all across West Bloomfield on this rainy day. We have a busy day here on the program. We'll get to all the details in just a couple of minutes. First of all, let's say good morning and welcome to you watching the Splash Live. It's part of 90 minutes of live local programming each and every day right here on Civic Center TV and all of our outlets. Tyler Kieft will be in at 10 o'clock, the hardest working man in West Bloomfield media. Tyler Kieft, well, let's see. There's only 2 or 3 people working in West Bloomfield media, but he has just been killing it, working very, very hard, getting ready for all the things we're about to talk about here and taking care of basketball games and so much that's been going on lately. Tyler will be in, though, nonetheless, at 10 o'clock for the Megacast, all right? So make sure you stay tuned. Thank you for watching us on Civic Center TV, Channel 15, on Comcast, Channel 99 on AT&T, where there's a menu system you'll need to plug through to be able to find our West Bloomfield programming, but we invite you to do so. You'll also be able to watch all of our programming anytime on CivicCenterTV.com. You'll see our video in full high definition, along with all of the archives and a lot more information of community goings-on and a whole lot more. And right there on the website, you can go in and upload any videos that you have that you would like to share with our audience. We're also all over social media. Why not? Everybody's doing it. We're live on Facebook this morning and also live over on YouTube. Just search for Civic Center TV. And I've ran into a lot of people at the events I was at yesterday that said they love tuning in to our programming on 89.3 Lakes FM as they're driving around the community. It is our own community FM radio station, and we thank you very much for tuning in to our programming. Well, it is a miserable day in West Bloomfield. I don't think there's any other way to spin it. It's cold, it's wet, it's damp, it's raining, it's cloudy. Yuck. 36 degrees is our current temperature. A little warmer, though, than I guess we normally would be this time of year. We'll get up into the 40s today, cooling down to 32 tonight. A little bit cooler tomorrow, as you can see in your screen. 36 degrees will be our high tomorrow, and 36 will be our high on Saturday. But expect some clouds, some rain, and maybe a little bit of snow mixed in over the next couple of days. So we're going to take a break here, but when we return, we're going to talk to the West Bloomfield High School Athletic Director, Eric Pierce, as we have a very big event coming up at West Bloomfield High School on Friday night associated with a high school basketball game. We'll be honoring one of our legendary coaches in West Bloomfield. More on that coming up in a couple of minutes. And we'll also take a look back at the funeral yesterday, the memorial service yesterday for Pastor Jack Freed that was held at Holy Spirit Church that we had live for you here on Civic Center TV and talk about today's big event, and that's going to be going on at the West Bloomfield Middle School. It's Jack Freed, and that is a celebration of his amazing impact on our community. So that and more coming up in just a couple of minutes. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. The Splash Live. Thank you very much for joining us on radio or TV. Dave Scott, and back in a moment.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Do you have a child going into kindergarten this fall? The West Bloomfield School District invites you to learn more about kindergarten at the Kindergarten Roundup. Principals and teachers are sharing their important information, including next steps for registration, kindergarten readiness, district-wide services, and more. Each family will also receive a free gift from the Team WB. We can't wait to meet you at the Kindergarten Roundup, Thursday, January 26th at the new West Bloomfield Middle School.
I'm Steve Eiserman of the Detroit Red Wings, and I think every child in Michigan deserves a safe, healthy, and happy childhood. Can we build a state where Children Trust Michigan isn't just a name, but something our kids believe? Please support Children Trust Michigan as the voice for children and families by visiting the website to learn more.
Hey Laker fans, do you know a friend or neighbor that volunteers in Greater West Bloomfield? We would love to help you recognize them at the 51st Annual Michigan Week Awards. Countless members of the communities of Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and West Bloomfield give their time and talent daily without regard for recognition. You can help recognize these individuals and organizations at our awards breakfast next year on May 12, 2023. Nominate your neighbor or organization starting January 28, 2023. Go to michiganweek.org for details. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Very much joining us here on the Splash Live. Dave Scott in our Civic Center TV studios. Good to be with you. Today on the program and this week, we are honoring two icons of our community. Pastor Jack Freed, of course, and his funeral was yesterday. We have an event today, of course, called Jack Freed, A Lifetime of Community, that will be coming up today at 5 o'clock at the West Bloomfield Middle School. More on that in just a minute. And we're also recognizing today and this week Art Patty, legendary football coach at West Bloomfield, another person who had a tremendous impact on our community, and he'll be honored at West Bloomfield's football game on Friday night. More on that when we check in with the West Bloomfield High School Athletic Director, Eric Pierce, in just a couple of minutes. But yesterday, moving day, of course, funeral for Pastor Jack Freed. We had it live here on Civic Center TV, and just a big community gathering, all packed into the Holy Spirit Lutheran Church in West Bloomfield, right across the street from the West Bloomfield High School. And a number of people spoke. We got a couple of clips for you from yesterday's funeral, including Reverend Donald P. Chris, and he had this to say yesterday.
I'm Don Chris, the Bishop of the Synod, and it was my privilege in this role to overlap with Jack in the last years of his ministry. He and I had breakfast occasionally at Sonny's, there, the diner, where, of course, all the wait staff loved and fawned over him while I was a throw-in, clearly. I was touched by the picture here on the cover of the bulletin, because that's how I remember him. With that cute smile, always, as though he had some sense that he was in on a joke that you hadn't got yet. And it wasn't a mean joke, and it wasn't mean-spirited at all. He just always had a laugh going behind his eyes. It's a sign of, I think, a man who loved family, loved his church, and loved God in ways that sustained and supported him in ways that we should all wish for ourselves. I want to thank his family for sharing him with us in ministry in this church, in this community for so many years. and invite us all to consider where it is that we have planted our hope, our hearts, and our lives in ways that will make a difference, in ways that will bring light, in ways that will preach the gospel using words when necessary. So thank you for sharing him with us. Thank you for being here today to pay respects to a remarkable clergy colleague. And let us give thanks to God for the gift of Jack Freed.
Yesterday, the funeral, of course, was Pastor Bill Matlack, another great community leader. And here are some of his words from yesterday.
And as we gather here today to remember Jack, there should be no question in our minds that he was certainly a disciple. And based on these words from Christ in John, he falls into the company of disciples. The distinguishing mark of a disciple of Jesus is one who loves. And as a memorial, we can say so many good things about Jack Freed, which we've heard, and we'll hear more from his son, Dave. And these are honorable things, yet nothing qualifies his life more in his person as being a disciple and spreading that good news and love to others.
Good to see so many people from the community yesterday and renew my acquaintance with David Freed, who graduated West Bloomfield High School a year before I did, and see Beth Freed and another contemporary of mine from our days at West Bloomfield High School, and see the entire community get together yesterday. More opportunity today in a bigger venue as we have a presentation called Jack Freed, A Lifetime of Community. Begins at 5 o'clock today. We invite you to come join us. It's all going on at the all-new West Bloomfield Middle School. We'll have it all live for you on television as well. And in fact, if you want to, you can go to the website right now, civiccentertv.com, and go to the /Jack Freed page, civiccentertv.com/Jack Freed. You'll find the full service from yesterday, and you'll be able to watch today's event on TV as well, but we really, and on the radio, but we really hope you take time and join us so you can interact with the family and interact with all of the other people who knew and loved and were impacted by Pastor Jack Freed. Of course, started a congregation here at West Bloomfield, helped found the co-founder of the Optimist Club, instrumental in an event that is so important to us. Michigan Week was obviously clergy for the chaplain, I should say, is a correct word, for the West Bloomfield Police and Fire Department, and his winning words posts every day inspired this entire community. As if you haven't heard, that is just a little tidbit of who Jack Freed is. Again, we honor him today at 5 o'clock, and we hope that that you will join us. And we're going to take one quick break. When we come back, we'll be right back, and we'll check in with West Bloomfield High School Athletic Director Eric Pierce and talk a little basketball and find out more about this incredible figure who will be inducting into the West Bloomfield Sports Hall of Fame, Art Patty. And that's coming up next, right here on Civic Center TV and The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
When the temperatures are chilly, being together warms the soul. Keep the winter fun going. Help protect yourself and those around you by keeping your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
been very busy. It has been very busy. Will continue to be very busy over at the athletic department at West Bloomfield High School. We had the MLK Laker Classic that went on Monday. Day full of great basketball. And then high school basketball Friday night, West Bloomfield taking on Groves. And we will be inducting Coach Art Patty, into the West Bloomfield Coaches Hall of Fame. Tell us more about all that is the athletic director of West Bloomfield High School and our good friend Eric Pierce. Eric, good morning. Welcome to the Splash Live.
Good morning, Dave. Thanks for having me on, as always.
Well, it's good to have you here. It would be enough if we were just getting together for a basketball game, had a chance to get our Lakers on television, both the boys and the girls team doing absolutely incredible. It was so great to watch that machine, the West Bloomfield girls basketball team, tear up Cass Tech on Monday. They're absolutely amazing. Tonight or tomorrow night, though, it's going to be the men's team that I understand are doing very well also this season.
And correct, yeah, they're off to a wonderful start this year, 6-2 so far as we sit here today. Just getting ready to start league play, and as we go into league play, we've got a lot of hopes to compete for a league championship and make a good run in the playoffs. It's a team that last year was definitely rebuilding, and we're seeing the fruits of that this year. They're coming together as a team. Coach Arnett Jordan is doing a wonderful job with them, and they're an exciting team to watch for sure.
We could do just a whole nother show on all the really cool artifacts that are in your office. I'm looking at the shelf behind you, and that's only a small portion of it. I'm going to bring my camera in sometime and shoot that and all the other cool things you have in there. It is truly an active athletic director's office that you sit in, and a place that Art Patty would have been proud to hang out. Art Patty, legendary coach at West Bloomfield on the football field and also the basketball court, if I have that right. And let me just read a piece on him from Pat Caputo, who everyone knows very well around here, writes for the Oakland Press. And, of course, you hear him on 97.1 The Ticket. This is from an article just after Art Patty passed away. He said, Patty was a classic representative of the greatest generation. He was unassuming and modest, hardworking and loyal. There was nothing deceptive about Art Patty in any way, shape, or form. What you saw is what you got. I know, Eric, you didn't have a chance to be athletic director when he was here, but his legacy lives on in West Bloomfield.
That inspires and communicates with as many people as Art Patty did. The legacy lives on, and it lives on through our hallways. It lives on through his players. It lives on to the students that he taught here. The more as we decided that we were going to induct Coach Patty into the Hall of Fame, we started getting so many emails and phone calls and newspaper articles that were sent to us about Art Patty, and it really gave a great picture of what his life was about. Definitely, when you think about Art Patty, you think about somebody who's a positive role model, somebody who, just provides a great service to their students and their players. And everybody speaks so highly of him. And basically, when we had the 1969 Final Four team come back for a 50-year reunion a couple years back, one of the things that they saw was our coach's wall of fame in the hallway, and they said, we really need to find a way to get our Patty there. And they spoke so passionately about Coach Patty, and I was like, yeah, we got to do it. Now, obviously, COVID and everything like that took the place and delayed it a couple of years. But here we are sitting here today, getting ready for tomorrow's big day, where we do actually get to induct Coach Patty. It's something that's long overdue for a coaching great at West Bloomfield High School.
Well, it's going to be fantastic. And this happens at the beginning, right before the varsity basketball game. So we invite you to get there early, find a seat. It's going to be crowded. We got a great game coming up on Friday. JV plays. Then we'll have our presentation, and then we'll have the varsity game. And, of course, we'll have the presentation and the varsity game live on Civic Center TV and the radio and all of our outlets. But there's nothing like being there for a significant event like this. And congratulations to putting all this together. It's going to be fantastic.
Forward to seeing a lot of his former players, a lot of his former students there tomorrow. It's always wonderful to hear their stories, and once again, as I said earlier, just to see how passionately and how inspired they were, and how the life lessons that he taught them still live on in them today.
So, speaking of quotes, I got an email this morning from Libby, who is Art's daughter, and let me just read a clip from this. Just so you know, when Dad came to the school, they had a piece of land that was mostly dirt and a little bit of scruffy growth. We didn't have that great football field that we have right now, and it was a different time. But her dad had an amazing impact. She goes on to say, Dad planted grass seed himself and went down every morning to water the land until it became a healthy plot of grass that you could play football on. He told the kids, I don't care where you come from or what your background is. If you work hard and you play ball for me, you have my respect. He worked kids and teams that had not won much into winning teams. It was exciting to see. And now these grown men talk about whatever they did together. Walt Poe, also recognized by his assistant coach. They made a great team, great legacy at West Bloomfield. And I'm assuming that piece of grass they're talking about is the old football stadium, not what we have at West Bloomfield right now.
You hear quotes like that, it's amazing to see the pillars and the standards of excellence that you had in athletics even back then are the same that we have today, and the impact that the coaches can have. Somebody that wants to go out there and make an impact and makes their students and their players better. It's so fun to see. It's so amazing to see, and obviously the impact that he made is seen still today with all his players.
Well, and this legacy carries on. You have great coaches in West Bloomfield, all of them impressive. We've had an opportunity to interact with them. And the students that they lead, as we interview them and we talk to them and interact with them, it's so hard to remember. These are 15, 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids because their maturity and their ability to deal with the notoriety and popularity that they have, some of the leading athletes in our area and part of a very successful program amazes me every day. And then I hear stories about their grades and their academics. You got some really amazing people to be proud of, and it all goes back to this foundation that was built many years ago.
For sure, and especially with the social media and all those aspects that we see today, a lot of our players are in the spotlight, to say a lot more. And it's important for our coaches and our staff around here to make sure that they know the expectations of being in the spotlight. They show themselves as good leaders. They lead in school as well as on the field of play. And it's just it's so fun as an athletic director and so rewarding to see the development from when they come in here as a freshman at West Bloomfield High School and it's not the finished product when they leave here at West Bloomfield High School, but to see the maturity that they go through as the 4 years at West Bloomfield High School pass by.
And whether they are going to work in an office or work construction or do whatever they do in their life or go on to play in some of the biggest venues in athletics, the positive impact of the school and education and our community certainly has effect on them and helps spread the good word of West Bloomfield. Eric, thank you so much. We'll be there tomorrow night and we'll get it all patched together and we'll have it live for everybody on TV and radio. And thank you for everything you do.
No, it's always a pleasure, Dave. Thank you so much for all your coverage and all your support. It truly is appreciated here.
Eric Pierce, Athletic Director of West Bloomfield High School, joining us this morning right here on the Splash Live. And thank you very much. Make sure that you are there Friday night, tomorrow night. Get out to the high school early. And I think these festivities will happen sometime a little bit after 6:30, 6:45 at the latest. Then we'll get out of basketball at 7 o'clock. And if you get there early, you can get some popcorn and watch the JV and enjoy all that. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a minute. A lot more to get to here on the Splash Live, and that comes up right after this.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Pierce said it so well a moment ago. It's a different time we live in right now with social media and all that's going on. There's so much information out there. And, our departments in West Bloomfield and our other communities do a really good job. Case in point, the West Bloomfield Police Department put this beautiful dog up on Twitter yesterday and said, hey, somebody's got to recognize this dog. And it didn't take very long. And then there it is. They found out that the dog was found. If you just go up and take a look at the post, and the owner was found. So good job. If you have a lost animal or lost pet, get it on social media, and maybe something favorable will happen. And you can always, of course, call the West Bloomfield Police, and we will get the word out. Nice job, WBPD, to make all that happen. So the kindergarten roundup at the West Bloomfield schools is going on. It's going to be held January 26th at 6:30 p.m. at the amazing new West Bloomfield Middle School. It's a wonderful opportunity for families to learn more about the West Bloomfield School District's kindergarten experience. Principals and teachers will share important information, including the next steps for registration. A free gift will be available from Team WB. And again, you'll get a chance to meet the staff, meet the teachers, and learn more about the program. Kindergarten registration for in-district families needs to happen before March 31st. More information is available to you if you go to wbsd.org/parents/kindergarten. Go to the school district /parents/kindergarten. I'm sure you can find your way in even without that address. And if you got kindergarten age kids, get them involved in the West Bloomfield School District program. The Daddy-Daughter Dance is a tradition that reigns on right here in West Bloomfield. Good job put together by the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Department. And this is going on Wednesday, February 8th. Thursday, February 9th, from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Jewish Community Center in Metropolitan Detroit. New location for this event, more room because more people want to attend. Girls, it's that time of year to put your finest on and bring your favorite guy for this year's big dinner dance. Join us for an evening of dancing and food at the JCC, presented by National Flag Football. There'll be a dinner buffet and a whole lot more. This is just a really fun event. Father, daughter, to get some quality time together. And it's going on $35 for residents, $45 for non-residents. If you have multiple daughters, you can bring multiple daughters, and there's a small charge for that. Deadline for registrations coming up right around the corner, February 3rd. It'll be here before you know it. More information about that and a bazillion other really interesting things going on at the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Department. I invite you to take a moment or two and head off to their page. Is that QR code? Oh, that's for our upload. Sure. Why don't you put that on the screen? And we got just a brief moment to mention you can put your video up on the social media. But if you've got some video, maybe you lost your dog, or maybe you got a story or something else you want to tell, feel free to scan that QR code and send your video to us at Civic Center TV. You never know, it might show up right here on our programming the following day. So it's a big day here, a big couple of days. Part of what has been just an enormously busy couple of weeks for us here in the greater West Bloomfield community with United We Walk and the chamber induction, and then, of course, yesterday's funeral for Pastor Jack Freed, and today's event at the West Bloomfield Middle School. Jack Freed, a lifetime of community. I could tell you a lot of really fine people put a lot of work into this, and I think, Pastor Freed probably would say we're overdoing it a little bit if he were here, but I hope you come and take this opportunity to celebrate an absolute icon in our community that has meant so much to so many people. We'll have one more time to do that this afternoon. There just wasn't enough room for everybody to pack into the Holy Spirit Church. So here's your chance to join us 5 o'clock today. We're going to start at 5 o'clock sharp because we've got television, but get there at 4:30. The doors open. There'll be a chance to mingle afterwards, well, some coffee and cookies and much more, and just a great opportunity to honor this amazing community leader, somebody that motivates all of us to do all we can each and every day to make our community and every community a better place. Pastor Jack Freed. Make sure you join us, a lifetime of community. Tonight, 5 o'clock, we'll have it all on Civic Center TV as well. That's it for me. So long. We got to scoot. Tyler will be in here in just a couple of moments for the Megacast. Have a great rainy West Bloomfield Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
The heart of winter. It beats inside you. It's that thing urging you outside when the forecast calls for snow. Some were born with it. For others, it was carved with care. But for all who take winter to heart, it's time. Feel the rhythm of the season and pursue your Pure in Pure, Michigan.
Don't miss out! Download the My Michigan TV mobile app to stay up to date with all of our programming. It's the Megacast, an hour-long TV and radio streaming show keeping you informed on the day-to-day news. Live from West Bloomfield, we're bringing you the news, updates, and information impacting communities around Michigan. Join our host, Tyler Kieft, as he talks with community members, business leaders, and professional experts about the stories that impact you. You're watching the Megacast on Civic Center TV.
Coming up on the Megacast, our weekly mental health talk with Carrie Krawick from the Birmingham Maple Clinic. Plus, Leo Newhan from Kevin's Song joins us to talk about their annual conference. This Thursday on the Megacast, weekdays at 10 a.m. on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
I'm Steve Eiserman of the Detroit Red Wings, and I think every child in Michigan deserves a safe, healthy, and happy childhood. Can we build a state where Children Trust Michigan isn't just a name, but something our kids believe? Please support Children Trust Michigan as the voice for children and families by visiting the website to learn more.
When the temperatures are chilly, being together warms the soul.